Yesterday, whilst I was driving, I met one of my mates. I meet in school. I met him. We were very good friends. He was good to me. Actually, we were good friends. I would say he came from a richer household. I came from an average household. I will not say poor, but we were struggling. He was intelligent, just like myself, and I believe that's why we became friends, because we were both good, and of course we were always sitting together and trying to solve questions and eating and all this kind of stuff. But yesterday when I was driving in town, I saw him. It's been a while. I saw him. Initially I was not sure that he was the one, but later I realized that it was him. And when he saw me, he hid himself. He hid himself because if I was in his shoe, I would have done a similar thing. He was not in good shape. He was not in good shape at all. You could say that life has really gotten a better part of him. Just looking at him, I just saw that things were not easy for him. He was doing bad. His appearance, he was in bad condition. His attire, everything. When you are young and you're in the care of your parents, usually below the ages of 20 years and below, we have parents who guide us and give us direction. This message I'm sending across is for the youth, the 20 years and above. You are responsible for your life. Trust me. The decisions that you make today will come and haunt you tomorrow. The very moment you come to terms with the fact that you are responsible for the outcome of your life, that is the reason why the Bible says that you would give an account for whatever you did with your life. Master, no one will live this life for you. That thing that is on your mind that you want to achieve and you want to do, it will not come to you by itself. You have to go for it by yourself. The things that some of us have achieved, we had to pay heavy prices for it. It is about time that you begin to own responsibility for your life. Those excuses that we give to ourselves why we are unable to establish the businesses that we want to establish. You are outside, you want to return to the country, and you give yourself all the reasons why you will not be able to do that. There are thousands and thousands of Ghanaians who have money to do those transitions. There are thousands, and these are people that I have interviewed. I say this thing because I worked in the banking sphere. I worked in that environment for 12 years. I was in the position of a micro officer, an SME credit officer, a deputy branch manager, and a branch manager. In my role and capacity as a deputy branch manager, One of my key responsibility was credit, giving loans and advancing loans to businesses. For you to function in that role, you need to understand businesses. It was then that I realized that there were several businesses within this country that had been established by expatriates. There are several businesses. When you go to Accra, Okanshin, the businesses that you see, many of them have been established by expatriates. Those big businesses, even Kenya, Japan and the rest, these are people who went outside and then they returned to establish businesses. Papa Kusu Undum and the rest. There are several individuals who have returned. So I am saying that how your tomorrow is going to be is up to you. You are the pilot of your life. I would rather follow a king who has some element of fear in him than to follow a king that has no fear. Because such a king will put everyone at risk. Fear, it's something that God of himself placed in the life of a man. It is an indicator. It comes on and off. It is not something that is supposed to prevent you from taking steps. But when it comes, it's more of a prompting. It prompts you for you to be aware that you are in danger. And based on that, you take the necessary steps that you are supposed to take. As I have said in my previous video on how I exited my 9-to-5 job, how I transitioned, I have a video on that. I would advocate and advise you to go and listen. And in that video, you would understand that in the process there was fear, but nevertheless action was taken. If actions were not taken, I would not simply be here. The things that I have done, I would not have been able to do it. Nothing is achieved until one rises above fear. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather it is one's ability to look fear in the eye and rise above it and do what has to be done. In my time, I was afraid, but nevertheless, after all the preparations have been done, I took the step. It was a bold step. It was a calculated step. And then I'm here today. So I'm here to encourage you that whatever thing that you know you have to do, that because of fear you are unable to do, or you are looking at someone, my friend, it's time for you to take that step. The time to act is now. There are several individuals who are in worse situation than you are in. They have managed to triumph. And I'm here to tell you that it's time for you to take that step. Rise up and take ownership of your life. Rise up and take ownership of your life. Nothing will just happen. You need to rise up as a man. Rise up as the woman that you are and take ownership of your life and move forward. Move forward in life. We are where we are not because we did not encounter situations where we had to be fearful. We were. But rather, we knew what we wanted. We rose up to the occasion. We looked at fear in the eye. And nevertheless, we did what had to be done. Trust me, when you are in your 60s and 70s and 80s, the biggest regret you will have in life, I say this thing to you ahead of time, the biggest regret you have in life is not the things that you did, but the things that you knew you could do that you refused to do it.